The House of Lords will be blocked from moving to a nearby building during the refurbishment of the Houses of Parliament. Michael Gove, who serves as Secretary of State for Levelling Up, Housing, and Communities, has instead suggested that the upper chamber of Parliament could move to Stoke-on-Trent among other towns, and such a move would be seen to contribute towards Gove's levelling up brief. In a letter to Lord Speaker, Lord McFall of Alcluith, Gove said he would not allow the House to decamp 200 yards away to the Queen Elizabeth II Centre during the refurbishment. The Sunday Times the levelling up secretary's stance may trigger an argument with the House of Lords, which has been exploring the Quay as an alternative venue for over 5 years. Instead, Gove has encouraged peers to cast their gaze outside London. He observed that Stoke-on-Trent would make an excellent home for the chamber and added that it hosted a cabinet away day last week. Gove wrote, "That list is not, of course, exclusive. I know cities and towns across the United Kingdom that would be pleased to extend their hospitality to." Besides Lord McFall, the letter was also sent to the Prime Minister and Cabinet Secretary Simon Case, alongside 2 senior officials leading the restoration program. The refurbishment is due to start in 2027 and could lead to MPs and peers being decanted from the Palace of Westminster into temporary premises for 20 years, according to an estimate by the official body drawing up the renovation plan. Former Lord Speaker Baroness Hayman dismissed Gove's suggestion and said it did not make sense to move the upper chamber out of London while the Commons remain. "I think it's, what did Michael Gove say, Bongaroony?" She told BBC Radio 4's The World this. Lady Hayman said she believed ministers wanted to punish the Lords for challenging the government over important legislation in the last parliamentary session. "I think they are really quite angry with the House of Lords at the moment and, therefore, kick them out. It's punishment." Authorities at the Houses of Parliament have now assessed the whole of the Grade I listed structure and drawn up a colour-coded heat map to show which areas of the building are. Officials are concerned that somebody could be seriously injured by stonework that crumbles off the hill. In some places the structure has been wrapped up to prevent further falls, and in others a safety platform has been built to stop items falling onto people. In April 2018, a football-sized chunk of masonry broke away from a stone angel on Parliament's Victoria Tower and plummeted 230 feet, 70 meters, to the ground. Meanwhile, in October 2017, an MP's car windscreen was smashed when a piece of masonry fell from a building. Last August, it was revealed that parliamentary authorities wrote off more than £70 million of taxpayers' money spent on a temporary House of Commons amid increased uncertainty over whether it would ever be used. The money had been spent on creating a stand-in chamber in Whitehall's Richmond House ahead of major rebuilding work on the crumbling Palace of West. Consultations for the Lords to move into the Quay building also began last August, as well as proposals for changes to its roof but in his letter to Lord McFall, Gove cast doubt on the plan, writing, "I understand that you have begun conducting surveys and developing a range of options for the building, but you are not able to guarantee occupation until Parliament has voted on the issue." The Prime Minister noted in his letter of July 15, 2020 that it would be important for Parliament to consider locations outside. As the minister responsible for levelling up, "It is clear to me that the House of Lords moving elsewhere, even for a temporary period, would be why I have carefully reviewed the proposed arrangements and, I will not support the use of the Quay Centre as an alternative. I propose to establish dedicated liaison points for you in my department to support you in identifying a suitable location for the House of Lords in the North, Midlands, South West, Scotland or Wales. I would, of course, be happy to meet you to